Alright, so we're gonna reveal the hidden one of this video. Oh my god, listen to the sound. You know what that is? Mama, would you like to tell him what the sound is?
Hi everyone, today I'm going to give you a virtual tour of my backyard garden. I want you to see all that I've been doing, all my husband and I have been doing over the past 3 months. It's just a little over 3 months now that we have started, and we have been able to reap quite a number of things from the garden. For example, we reaped the pak choy and we have also reaped corn. So I'm going to show you what else I have in the garden. So please come with me as I take you through to let you see what I have been doing. And as usual, I'm going to encourage you, please, to plant something. No matter how small the space you have, find a way to plant something. If you have to get a container, discarded container, or a water bottle for that matter, just cut it, put some soil in it and plant something. Come with me. So right here we have some carrots. These are carrots, and beside it we have tomatoes. Now if you notice, a little intercropping is going on, because when you don't have a lot of space, you have to make use of whatever available space you have. So intercropping is something that is very important to introduce to the limited space that you have. Alright, if you come along with me here, you will notice too that I have corns. Some of them are close to being mature. Maybe by next week we'll be able to reap corns. And my favorite and my first video, ginger. Let us see what is happening with our ginger. Here we have them. They need a little water right now, but if you notice, the ginger are coming up quite nicely. Okay, see them growing nicely. Okay, in addition to our ginger, we have yams. Can you see the yams over there? Yes, there's another one on that side. Right here we have pineapple, and if you look a little closer, you'll realize that we have a young pineapple there. It's in the developing stage, and I'm looking forward to enjoying that. I also have a coconut that was planted 3 months ago too. This is cucumber, and previously I had cucumbers there. I'm just in the cleaning up stage, and I make sure to plant back cucumbers, that as soon as the others are reaped, then we'll have cucumbers coming up. Something that I found quite interesting, and I'm just playing around with it, is I've reaped several pounds of cucumber from this garden. However, I noticed that at the root that it was sending out new leaves, and so I decided to cut the top off and playing around with it for a while to see if it'll actually run on and send out cucumbers. I've never seen it before, so it's just some experimenting that I'm doing. Right here, this is planting, and beside the planting we have cane. And we have here corn coming up and cucumber. These are some pak choy that I have just planted, and some of the seedlings are not really ready for transplanting, but I was a bit anxious, and so I removed some and planted them here. You can see how tiny they are, but I water them nonetheless every day, and so I'm expecting them. As a matter of fact, they have pretty much caught root underneath and are struggling to survive with limited water. I've never planted melon before, planting it for the very first time. So here we have our melon, and we want to see what's going to happen with that. I'm expecting nonetheless that they are going to develop because I keep watering them. So you know that herbs are very essential to Jamaicans, and most Jamaican homes that you go, you can find ginger, you can find peppermint, cerasee, fever grass. So pretty much I have a few herbs in my garden the same. This one here is cerasee, and I have also lemongrass, otherwise known as fever grass. So here is the lemongrass, but locally here in Jamaica we refer to it as fever grass. Okay, so this is another herb that I have. And underneath here, I don't know if it is even worthy of mentioning, is peppermint that I am trying to get going. It was planted in the dry time. It just has 3 little tiny leaves on it, which tells me that it is still alive, and I'm hoping that with continuous watering that it will eventually grow into a big shrub that will produce give us peppermint for tea. These are my banana plants, and also in another video, the most recent one I did, I featured some plantings that were on the farm and 2 struggling banana plants that my husband told me to ignore because they are struggling. I'm gonna show you in 1 week how those look. Come and look at them. Can you imagine? These are looking so fabulous. They love me so much, so they always try to please well. Look at them, look at them. Alright, so this virtual tour literally just feel kind of lonely by myself, and so I've called my son Jonathan, aka JT, to come along with me so that he can help me spruce up things a bit and, you know, you enjoy the tour a little better. So JT, come forward now. Alright, so this is my cool and composed son JT.
Hi.
He's actually a fourth farmer. He enjoyed doing agriculture at school, and he has learned a lot on the farm since we are here, right JT?
Yes.
Tell us something that you learned.
Well, I never knew how peanut grew, and now I find out that the very same peanut that I ate could just be planted in the ground and it was grown.
Okay, that's all?
Well, I've learned many more, but we are going to start the virtual tour.
Alright. Okay. Alright, so can we move on? Alright. So as you know, rather I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to my peeps, right? Right here in this section is cabbage. Previously, all of this was a walkway, but it was condensed. The walkway was condensed to facilitate the planting of more crops, and here we got some lovely cabbage planted along here, and they are doing nicely. Now on this section here is melon. Remember I told you earlier that there are 2 melons that I planted? Now seriously, who could explain that to me? Look at this melon compared to the other one, in comparison to the other one, and they were both planted the same day. But the only explanation that I can come up with is the fact that that one was planted under the ackee tree, and it prevents it from, he doesn't like that kind of atmosphere, so he just decided not to go any further. Alright, so over here is, oh, let me tell you about what is happening here. I get to understand, as I tell you, I learned from the more experienced farmers, and they tell me that melon do not like to grow on the ground. After a while, even if they put out the fruits, they fall off, so you have to always put grass on the ground for it to run on, and that is why it is looking like that. So as soon as the vine runs, I just put grass along its pathway so it can grow, it can run on top of the grass. And this section here is where we had, what was here, JP?
we had carrots here.
Very good. So over here we had carrots, and we just reaped them. When we reaped them, weekend last weekend and the week before we reaped some carrots, and we have prepared the land to do some sowing. So tomorrow we are going to sow our new batch of carrots. So here is where we have designated for the carrots to be planted. Okay, so we have our carrots there, we have our melon here, and our cabbage there. I like to put things somewhat in compartments, in sections. It kind of allows more for your sanity and the care of the plants. Okay, for these, no harmful chemicals are sprayed on them. All I use is a little dish liquid, baking soda, and olive oil. That is the mixture that I use here. I am told you don't have to use olive oil, you can use any kind of oil. So that is what I found. You can use vegetable oil, but that's the oil that I found in my house, and I used it up. Because when I examined them, worms were taking them over, so I pretty much just sprayed them with that. So I'm going to give them another spray later today, because I see where a few worms are coming back. If you don't want the harmful spray on them, you just have to spray on a more frequent basis using the organic materials. Alright, so let us move on. Alright, so right here is a mini nursery. I saw this little area here underutilized, and I decided to just make a mini nursery. Right here I have two sets of seedlings sown in it. JT, you want to tell us what they are? What is this?
So that's pak choy.
Very good. And there are some smaller ones there.
The smaller ones are lettuce.
Very good. So these are
the one lettuce here.
Right, those are lettuce. And interestingly, both of them were sown the same day, but I realized that the pak choy, they are more resilient vegetables, and they grow real quick. So as opposed to the lettuce, they are ready to be transplanted, but the lettuce have a couple of weeks to go before they can be transplanted. Let's move on. Alright, so in this section here is a level of intercropping. JT, what we have there in the intercropping, what we have there going on, what is happening in there?
Alright, so right beside each corn you have tomato.
Alright, so we have a set of tomatoes right beside the corn, and what that does is allow for you to have multiple crops. So you can get corn at the same time when you're reaping tomatoes rather than just tomatoes alone. If you notice, most of them are drying up because we are basically in the reaping stage of the tomatoes. These are M16 they're called, or they're plummy tomatoes, and they're basically what we refer to as the definite crop. They are short tomatoes as opposed to the indefinite ones that last for the year. These just last a couple of months. You reap them, uproot them, and replant. So these are the ones that are here. So I'm going to show you some pictures later of some of what we have reaped from it. We can move on. So in this general section, it's just cabbages that are there. And if you notice, this is in the folding stage. Right, JT? Feel it and tell me how it feels.
It's really tough.
Yeah, it's hard. So these are folding, and in a short while they're ready.
Alright, so we're gonna reveal the hidden one of this video. Oh my god, listen to the sound. You know what that is? Mama, would you like to tell him what the sound is?
Alright, so this is a part of the pumpkin area. This one got out of control before I was able to contain it, because the other one is going in a circular motion, but this one got out of control, and I somewhat allowed it to, because it was during the time when there was no rain and it kind of looked a little happy, so I didn't disturb it. So
look at the size of that.
I'm going to cover this up. Let's cover it back because the sun will burn it up, and we don't want that to happen. I think there's another one here too. Yes, oh my goodness, I love the color of this one. This one color is so nice. You like that?
It shapes like a watermelon.
Yeah, it looks like a watermelon. Watermelon. This gentleman here is responsible for helping. He's one of the more seasoned farmer, and he's the one who has been giving me a few tips here and there. Of course, morning. Of course, this is our farmer friend. As a matter of fact, friend and family friend. All right. Big up yourself, Fred. All right. So, Fred has given me some plantings and I'm nurturing those. As a matter of fact, Fred, you realize that you look at them, Fred?
They look nice.
Oh, man! See? So this is one of them that I got from Fred. And the others are planted along there. But they are coming up nicely. Them look healthy, right, Fred? Alright.
I'm supposed to give you some manure too.
Yes, definitely. Alright, so I'm looking forward to that. So, thanks to Fred, I am slowly learning and becoming more proficient at what I do. He's a very experienced farmer and he does both animals and different types of crops, and he's very kind enough to help me as I go along as a struggling female farmer. He's helping me to see how I can correct whatever issue I have. So big up your status again, Fred.
Yes,
We'll talk later, alright? Here we have the section where the cactus are planted, and of course I showed you where the seedlings are. So these were actually removed from the seedlings. Alright, so here we have peanuts. These are the same peanuts that were featured in the video I did on the peanut challenge, and they are already blossoming and they are growing nicely. I'm so impressed with how they have grown. They are so tall. I never imagined that they would be this. You know, it's really nice when you plant and able to watch and learn, because I've never planted peanuts before. Don't know how long they would have taken. I just know that you would normally plant the grain, but I'm actually able to watch them grow. If you look at this area here, this general area, this is where the escallions were planted, and of course they are coming along quite fine. All right, so in a short while I should be able to walk into my garden and get escallion to put in my pot. Okay, because these are looking fab. Okay. Alright, so right here we also have cucumbers, and if you look closely you can see that they have young fruits on them. There are quite a number of young fruits coming up, and of course I have also reaped two very big ones from it last week. Okay, next to our cucumbers we have sweet pepper, and oh yes, we can identify sweet pepper there coming up. So we have quite a number of sweet peppers along here, and you can notice that they're all blossoming nicely, and there are young peppers that we can identify on all of them. Okay, so those are our sweet peppers. In addition to sweet peppers, we also have okras. There we have our okra tree right here. Yeah, and we can get okras from it. Every single day I come out I can get an okra, at least a half a dozen okra to go home or to go inside and cook. So there you have it, okras. So all of that was done in 3 months, right? We started just about a week after COVID, and this has been the result. All I'm saying is put something in the earth and you'll benefit from it. Okay, so thanks for taking this virtual tour with me. It was really nice having you. Sure do hope you enjoyed the little tour. and seeing exactly what I have planted in my little backyard garden. I'm gonna leave you right now until next time, but before you do, please remember to hit that subscribe button. If you have not subscribed before, please like, comment and share, and as usual, plant something. So until that time,